Hey everyone, how you all doing today? So I'm making a quick video to let you know that they may have hinted at some new updates coming next season. You absolutely love to see it. So we are on Home Slice Henry's YouTube page, and he tweeted it out recently. We just received a massive hit at some potential buff Pokemon in the next season. These are the Twitch drops you could obtain by watching the Pokemon Go World Championships. The Day 2 Pokemon were advertised as Pokemon that will be useful next season. So, so for those that don't know, Twitch drops during specific events like the World Championships. I think NAIC, the North American International Championships, had them. And if you watch for a certain period of time, you can get a code for some timed research, which is really cool. So for day one, we're going to get timed research based on It's Axon's World Championships from last season. He was the 2023 World Champion. He used Sableye. You're going to get XO Candy and Candy for Sableye as well, including an Elite TM, which is really cool. Elite TMs are always nice to get, and you're going to get Stardust and XP. So that's day one. And then day two is going to include another timed research if you want to go ahead and pick that up. And as Home Slice Henry says, these Pokemon are set to be used for next season. Now, obviously, this is Niantic we're talking about. They might not necessarily know what's going to be great next season. They just might know what's being changed, right? Obviously, they know what's getting updated. So take it with a grain of salt. But for day two, Mantine is on the list. Mantine is already one of the best Pokemon, right? I mean, it's so good with the Wing Attack, with the Water Pulse, with the Aerial Ace. All of those moves have been updated. All of those moves. The only move Mantine has that hasn't been updated, that is used at least, is Ice Beam. So they could update Ice Beam to make it even better. They could update one of the other moves, because at the end of the day, Aerial Ace and Water Pulse, they're good moves, but they're not great moves, right? I mean, Wing Attack is really good as the fast move. The other moves, again, they're good, but they're not broken, I would say. They help Mantine a lot because of how bulky Mantine is. But, yeah, they could buff one of those moves. They could buff Ice Beam, or they could give it a new move as well. A new move entirely. I was watching Yonkis. Definitely go ahead and check out Yonkis. He said maybe they would give it Whirlpool as a fast move, and they would, who knows what it would do, but that could be a thing. I don't really know. We'll have to see. Next, Dunsparce. Dunsparce. I think when it comes to Dunsparce, I think Rollout is going to be buffed, in my opinion, and Yonkis said that as well. I only watched part of Yonkis' video. Definitely go ahead and check him out. But I agree, I think Rollout is going to be buffed because it already has good moves. It has Drill Run and Rock Slide. I mean, those moves are good, but kind of like Mantine, they're not broken. Maybe they could buff Drill Run a little bit, but then you're kind of competing with Dig in a way if you do that, maybe. I don't know. I mean, you could buff Drill Run, you could buff Rock Slide, because Rock Slide was nerfed at one point, so you could buff it again as well, I guess. But I think Rollout is going to be the move that is buffed. As for Patron, it's going to be cool to see Pango. Pango is a really cool Pokemon. I personally like it a lot. So definitely keep a good one if you happen to have it. No idea what they're going to give Pango to make it good. Pango kind of on the squishiest side of things, so we'll have to see what they give it to help it out. And then next up, Team 2. You can pick one of these for the timed research. Team 1, 2, or 3. Glorian Weezing. Glorian Weezing is seen occasionally in the Ultra League, right? It's not a bad Pokemon, but it's certainly not overpowered. It has Fairy Wind. It has Overheat. It has Play Rough. It has Brutal Swing. Those moves are good, but they're not broken. So again, they could give it a new move. They could buff Fairy Wind. Well, I don't know if they're really going to buff Fairy Wind, but maybe they'll buff Overheat. Maybe a better fire move. We'll have to see what they do. Scroopy is on the list as well. Very cool. So buffing Drapion. Drapion's already good. It's good, but it's not broken, right? So perhaps a new move, perhaps another buff. We'll have to see. Chespin, really cool to see Chestnut. What do you think they would do to Chestnut to make it better? Do you think they would buff Vine Whip? Because Vine Whip plus Frenzy Plant is already good, right? And then it has Superpower. Again, it could also get a new move as well. What do y'all think? I mean, they could buff Superpower by removing its debuffs, which would be kind of wild. I don't think they're going to do that. But I guess we'll have to see what they do with Chestnut. Inkay. So Malamar. Malamar was used in the Psychic Cup, I think, and it was really good in the Psychic Cup. So, what are they going to do to Malamar? Only time will tell. Perhaps a new move. Again, it has Superpower. So if you're removing the debuff chance from Superpower, similar to Chestnut, that would obviously help it out a lot. But I don't think they're gonna do that. But only time will tell. Then we have Jigglypuff. That's very interesting because Wigglytuff is already good, and they've been buffing it, right? With Icy Wind. They gave it Swift, which I guess doesn't help out Wigglytuff too much because you usually see Disarming Voice over Swift, Disarming Voice, and Icy Wind, but it's still a really good charm user. They could give it Fairy Wind if it learns Fairy Wind in the main stage. I actually don't know if it does or not. I would imagine it does because it's a Fairy type, but let's say it gets Fairy Wind. That's going to be really, really good, I think, because it's going to give you an option to get to those charge moves really fast. Fairy Wind plus Icy Wind, absolutely insane. And then Disarming Voice, I would go with that over Swift. Swift I don't think is that good, but if they give it Fairy Wind, I think that's going to be really, really interesting. And then we have Shellas or Gastrodon. You're going to get the Shellas based on your region, but it doesn't really matter. The stats don't change. But going to be really interesting to see what they give it. Mudshot, maybe? They could give it Mudshot to get to the Body Slam really fast, and then Body Slam plus Earthquake or Water Pulse. Could be really good. I guess we'll see. But either way, that's going to be it for this video. Just wanted to make a quick video discussing some of the Pokemon that seem to be getting updated. Again, this is Niantic, so they might see the Pokemon, they'd be like, well, this is getting a change. Let's go ahead and put it on this list, even if it's not going to be good, right? So I would say these are definitely getting move updates, but are they going to be good? Only time will tell. It's going to be really interesting to see. Anyway, that will be it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.